Yo, it's episode 1 of YF Dizzy TV. Yes, you heard that right. Episode 1, YF Dizzy TV. I'm in this thing by myself. And there's some changes. And before, I start the episode, I want to tell you why. Because anybody who's following me on Instagram, Facebook, social media, YouTube, seen that we was really big into the YF brand. And I'll explain the name, why my name's still YF Dizzy after. But let me let y'all know what happened. So with YF, it was a brand that's been going for maybe 4 years now, going on 5, because it started around early 2016, around that time. And, it started off some silly, just my homeboys, Austin, Jared, Sam. We was all just, just kicking it. Not doing much. We was just in college, just kicking it, and we was just playing around, made a little brand, make some music, not too serious, and it just kept going. We kept it going. 2018, we started making more music, but around that time, that's when Jared went to the military, and give me 1 second. That's when he went to the military. Austin went his own way. He made his own business. So props to both of them. They went to the other thing. There was nothing negative. I supported them the whole way. And we still talk to this day. Whenever I call them, it's like no time has passed. It feels like we still back at Tarleton whenever we chop it up. Whenever they call me, I talk to them rarely because I know both of them is busy. They're actually on a path, so I don't want to bother them if they're on a path. But whenever we do talk, it's like we back to square one where where we started off at, and it's nothing but love and family. But as they departed, as like the older member, I ended up taking YF on my own, becoming the CEO, and going with the people that was left. But the problem is, they say not to get into business with friends and family because they're going to treat it like it's not that serious because they are your friends and family. And I feel like that's what kind of happened with YF, with the remaining members. I was investing money, investing time into building the brand, and I just feel like I wasn't getting the same commitment. I'm over here trying to boost what you're doing, what I'm doing, and focus on the team as a whole before anything else. But it's hard whenever team members wasn't even sharing the video. We had a whole show and we get likes from other people that wasn't even in the brand, but our own team wouldn't even share the show. The members that was there, was really dependent on, but I guess they wasn't really taking it too serious. And then I feel like egos also started to get in the way. So I don't really want to dive too deep besides that, but I decided to go my own way because I'd rather have no one standing behind me than halfway supporters. I'd rather build my base brand new and knowing what I want in my base, and I have halfway team members. Because when the going gets tough, those people that are halfway, they're gonna dip. They're not going to be down. Whenever you need something to be done, they're not going to be the ones to get done. Whenever somebody could hit you up to blaze it up, where's the move? What y'all trying to do this weekend, but can't call you back when it comes to making money, making moves, starting a new line, even trying to accomplish a task that we gave you. It's kind of tough. And I just felt like, not to be cliche, but like Drake, I was getting a lot of fake love. And obviously, I still have love for the people who was in the brand. Always. Because I will never hate nobody unless you did something despicable to me. And really just got to give me enough time to forgive you, because really that's not really in my heart to hold any grudges. I'm not really a grudge-holding type person. But I felt like I had to just go and do my own thing. But I did decide to keep the YF in front of Dizzy. The reason being is because I feel like it goes together. And YF, it don't really have no meaning anymore. It just young phenom if you really want to say anything. But it's easy to find on YouTube. You click in YF Dizzy, I pop up right away. SoundCloud, Spotify, anything. You type in YF Dizzy, it pops up. If you go on Google and you type in YF Dizzy, I'm the first one to pop up. And there's nobody else with my name. There's a lot of people with the Dizzy name. Yeah, Dizzy Wright is one of my favorite rappers. And he has Dizzy. So it was going to be a little tough for me just to go with Dizzy. So I just kept the YF Dizzy TV. This is the YouTube. I appreciate you watching on YouTube. Give it a share. I'm not really going to go live on Facebook anymore. I'm going to just go straight to YouTube. I'm going to share the link on Facebook. So this is the way I'm going to grow. And this is the way we're going to move. But I had to take a little sabbatical from the YF show, from social media, and just think about what direction I'm finna go. Because what I have here, this platform, my vision, I know it's bigger than halfway. I'm not going to do anything halfway. Anytime I do anything, I jump in the whole way, 2 feet. I ain't going to be on the fence, 1 foot on the green side, one on the blue side. I'm going to jump in all the way. So if I ever do build a new team, it's going to be with people who 2 feet in. I don't like no 1-footers. 2 feet in. And that's the way it's going to go. But now that I'm making my return to social media, I'm back on my BS. And I really have to make one point. Just because Hollywood and the uneducated on social media agree with you doesn't mean you're right. Because there is a lot of uneducated people with loud opinions on social media. There's a lot of Hollywood people who are uneducated with loud opinions on social media. And most of y'all that don't read for yourself, that's who y'all following. And you think that y'all are the majority because what you're thinking or what is being said is being echoed a lot through social media. But here's the thing. Even though social media is very big and most people have it, most people don't take it that serious. I never took it that serious. That's why I got in trouble sometimes, because social media was never like a fathomable place to me. I just thought it was like, oh, a game on my phone. Just like you play Temple Run. That's what I thought Instagram was. But just because your wrong opinions are echoed a lot and you think most of the world is thinking like you, doesn't mean it's right. Just because 100 people jump off a bridge and there's only 101, there's 102 of y'all, and one person's like, I'm not going to do it. And you're like, oh, you're stupid. Everybody else did it. That doesn't apply to knowledge or that situation. That was a bad example, but you get what I'm trying to say. Just because your bad opinions are echoed, do not make them right. And that's why I try to convey to people online. Because there is a lot of wrong opinions. People don't read. People don't even read articles. A little 3-minute article. People don't even read it. They read the headline and base a wrong opinion off of it. The problem with our society is not that we just have terrible leadership, which we do. We have wrong leadership. Terrible leadership. But the problem is nobody's willing to put in the work to step up. Why do we all expect somebody to come save us? Why can't you come save yourself? Why can't you raise yourself up out of the ground and you do it for you? That's why I love this Joe Rogan Sober October, because it teaches people self-discipline. I don't really need to do it because I don't partake in alcohol or any flowers anymore like that. Maybe occasionally on the weekend. So it wouldn't really change my life to omit them. But I know people that smoke flowers every day. And for them to go in that challenge, it would really help them, because think about all that time you spent being high. Think about if you spent that time doing anything else in life. Really, anything else in life. I'm not saying weed is bad, but overdoing it is bad. And majority of people overdo it. And that's the thing. People are not willing to admit when they're wrong. You got to be able to do that. Hold yourself accountable. We're always quick to count out or call out people online, celebrities. Oh, they did this or they did that or they said something about this. I remember when Kevin Hart got called out for using a homophobic slur, which, don't get me wrong, it is bad. Don't call nobody out their name. But back in 2008, when it was said, it was, you gotta know the culture. It was acceptable. The Office, in its first couple episodes, will make fun of gay people like as part of the show. And it wasn't wrong. It was a funny thing because of the times. So think about it. Think if they got like a time traveling camera. They caught you every time you ran a red light. And they went back and gave you a ticket for every time. You'd be like, but that's not what I'm doing now. Now I stop when it's yellow, even though you might not. That's literally what we're doing to celebs or to other people. We find out some information from a while ago when it was acceptable, and we're trying to give them lashings now when it's not. When that's not fair. How can you know what's going to happen in the future? When he said it was acceptable, everybody thought it was funny. Well, maybe not everybody, but it was a funny thing that was said at the time. But I do want to say this because I feel like a lot of people think I'm a mean guy on social media, which I am not a mean guy. I'm not a nice guy, but I'm not a mean guy. I'm a kind person. But when it comes to my stance on things, I'm going to be firm, and I'm not going to type a paragraph trying to say what I say if less words could do the trick. I'm open-minded. So if you do say something that changes my mind, I'll tell you. I'm like, that was a good point. You made a great point. I literally did it yesterday. I made a post about abortions, and I didn't think it was going to blow up like it did. And I was just talking facts. I was speaking my mind on how I felt on it. And anybody who didn't come with facts, I'd be like, no, I don't agree with you. You're just going based on feelings and opinions. But somebody did come with some facts and saying that if we take a woman's right to control her body, then it's a slippery slope. And I do understand that, because I believe that when it comes to the mask, I believe that when it comes to the Second Amendment, that once we start taking people's rights away, it's a slippery slope. So I do agree with that point on abortions, that it's a slippery slope if we take away the right for women to decide what they're going to do with their body. But I wasn't being mean in my arguments. I was just being short and coming with facts. I'm not going to come with feelings and I feel this way and feel that way. But I'm going to be kind if I can be. And if I can't, I'm going to just come with facts and no negative emotion behind my statements. Besides, it's social media. I wasn't trying to argue. I just posted a meme about how I felt. But that's besides the point. I'm never going to sugarcoat anything to save your feelings. But I'm never going to try to disrespect you. But this is YF Dizzy TV on YouTube. Please subscribe. I'm having little burps right now. I had a monster because I felt like I was a little low on energy. Really, these things are terrible. Don't try to drink them. But I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with YF Dizzy TV. Yo. It's YF Dizzy here with YF Dizzy TV. Episode 1. It is October 12 or something. Well, whenever you see this, it'll be October 14th. So, not real quick. I want to give the fellas some help, because I've noticed Most dudes just really don't got like that. Well, really, they don't know that they don't even have it like that. A lot of dudes, y'all really creepy in the way y'all approach women. And sometimes it's sad because y'all be failing bad. And it really, it puts a lot of pressure on women. Because now that I am, happily I have my family, I sit back and watch more. I don't have to be on the attack. I sit back and watch. And where I currently work, we have men and women in a warehouse, which that's already a recipe for disaster. But I watch how these dudes be approaching these women. And a lot of times, they're very creepy or very soft or simpish or just it's not done right. So, as a former Don Juan, as a former Don Juan, I feel like I should offer my help. And I want to give three steps to help improve your game, help you get women. And we're going to start off with step 1. Step 1, you have to focus on yourself. I know I said I was going to help you get women, but first you got to focus on you. Because what that's going to do is going to get rid of that thirsty energy that most of y'all have. And women can sense that. I don't know if y'all knew that. Women can sense the thirst. That's why dudes who haven't got laid in a while, they won't get laid until they find something they either pay for it or somebody desperate or just get lucky. That's why it's called getting lucky, because most dudes don't know how to do it. And it's really an art. Just like playing the violin, doing math, building a beat. You can also be good at getting women. But first step is focus on you. Start getting healthy. Start lifting weights. Because even though women say they like the dad bod, they like a fit dude. A dude who's not poking out his clothes. A dude who fits nice in his clothes. A dude who could dress. So hit the gym. You don't have to go every day. You don't have to get super swole. But hit the gym somewhat and fix your diet. As you get older as a man, your metabolism slows down. So you can't really be eating pizza 5 days out the week and expect to stay in a healthy shape, in an attractive shape. You have to, this is where self-discipline comes in. You have to be disciplined enough to say no to that third ice cream that week. Say no to the new Cactus Jack meal. Say no to fast food every day of the week. Start cooking for yourself. But focus on you. Another way to focus on you is to start reading. Start reading. Start reading about money. It's going to raise up your money. Start reading about business. It's going to help you be better at business. But you can also read about how to get women. Start reading about psychology. Start reading about self-awareness. But just start reading. And you don't have to read a fat book right off the bat. Start small. Start small and then get a little bit bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger. Because that's momentum. If you do something and it's too hard right off the bat, you're not going to want to keep going. That's why a lot of people, they start a challenge. They start a book. And they don't finish it because the task is too daunting. But people don't realize the way to get something done is just go one by one by one. How to finish a book, 1 page at a time. How to reach one destination to the other, 1 mile at a time. How to reach 10 years later, 1 year at a time, 1 day at a time. You have to break it down into micro goals, something small. So really just focus on yourself. And the third part about focusing on yourself, because it's still step 1, is focus on a craft like it's your second job. Spend as much time as you can at your job to try to build your bread up. Not because you're trying to attract gold diggers, but so you could have something to offer. Not money wise, don't give you money, but women like a man of status. Women like a man who has something, has goals, has a dream. That's why you need to have a craft that you're working at, like it's a second job. Because eventually you're going to be great at it, whether it's taking pictures, making music, doing art, building chairs. Have a second craft. Well, have a craft in general. Because let me tell y'all what most of y'all be doing. Yeah, go to work 5 or 8 hours, depending on if you're part-time, full-time. You go home. You eat something nasty. You sit down on the couch, cut on the TV, and just wait till it's time to go to sleep for the next day. Or if not that, you go home, you hop on a video game, which I feel like there's nothing wrong if you trying to reach a goal with video games or in moderation. But most people don't have a goal. They just do it to fill their time, which it's not really cool because you could do something else with that time. And just work at your craft because eventually you're going to hit those 10,000 hours. And if for those that don't know, 10,000 hours at anything means you're a master. If you spend 8 hours a day doing something, it's going to take about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 years to be a master at something. Don't quote me. I'm not good at math. That's not my thing. That's not my craft. But eventually you're going to get there. Let's say you didn't start a craft because you feel like you're too old. Those 5 years are still going to pass. The only thing, so let's say you're 35 and you don't start a craft because you feel you're too old. Whenever you're 40, you're going to be in the same position, in the same spot, probably in the same job, same house. And you're just going to be 5 years older. Why not? Start small. You're going to be trash at whatever you try at the beginning. But if you really put in those hours, eventually you're going to be good. And this whole time you're focusing on yourself is pulling women towards you. I don't know why. Women like men who are not spending their whole time chasing them. For example, let me give you a story. I remember I was back in college, Tarleton State, Stephenville, Texas. And my freshman year, I was really focused on school. I was even drinking. I would smoke a lot, but I would get my work done. I was, just working out, focus on my classes. And I would chill with a group of homeboys, whenever you're freshman, we had 3 to a room. So it was a lot of people in a lot of areas all the time. And for some reason, I wouldn't really even try to spit at the females. I don't know if I was just chilling or wasn't really interested in the ones that was there. But something weird happened, and I saw it happen over and over and over. I'd be chilling off to the side. I wouldn't even greet the females because I was staying to myself. I was focused on me. And they'd be talking to the dudes who's trying all hard, trying to be funny, really trying to talk their way into some panties. And the females would give them play for a little bit, but I don't know how, I don't know why, but they would just gravitate towards me and just start talking to me. Without a doubt, happened every single time because I kept to myself. It's magnetic. When you focus on you and on your path, women will be attracted to you. They can feel that. We always tell women they're in their feelings. Well, that's just who they are as creatures. And it's not just emotional feelings. They have like a sixth sense. So they can feel your thirst. They can feel when you're on your grind. They can feel when you're not. They feel and see all that. And it happened it wasn't just one time. Because I remember one time, me and my boy Sam, we went down to the car, was chiefed up, Came back. One of our homeboys had like 3 females up there. I never met him in my life. And back in the day, I didn't like when people saw my eyes red, so I had my shades on. And I walk in there. They was about to put on the movie, so cool. I was feeling good. I'm about to watch this movie, cool. So I sit. It was kind of like a U-shaped couch, pretty big, if I remember correctly. It was a pretty big couch. So I sit off to the edge because I don't know these people. I'm not just going to go sit up on them people. But some way, somehow, this chick ended up sitting next to me with a blanket. And I wasn't even trying. Because I was focused on me, just trying to do me. And here they come. Whenever you the thirsty dude, that's who they hate. They love you, but they hate you. Because they use the thirsty dude. They use you for food. They use you for rides. They use you for anything else in the world besides getting with you. Don't be the thirsty dude. Focus on you. Now, that was step 1. I'm over here trying to fix my glasses. I ain't even wearing glasses. Step 2. Get rid of the idea of the one. Let me say that one more time. Get rid of the idea of the one. There's not just one girl for you. That girl who you be dreaming about all the time, be thinking y'all gonna end up together, she probably don't even want you. She probably just being nice to you because she might be using you, which is not beyond them, because that's how women got ahead in life, by using men. Look at Cleopatra. For those that don't know, she went to Greece, I believe, and she used men to rise up the ranks till she became a queen. Why? Because that's the best tool she had. It's not that they're just malicious like that, but women aren't really powerful strength-wise, so they had to use what they had to their advantage. But there's not just one woman for you. And once you get that out your mind, you're going to start putting up more shots. Think about it. If somebody is shooting 10 shots a day and you're only shooting 1 a week, who do you think has a higher probability of bagging one? He's out shooting you 50-1 on a work week. 50-1. And there's nothing wrong with shooting a lot of shots. That doesn't make you thirsty. Y'all know what makes you thirsty. Being a dude like, oh, you so beautiful. Can I get to know you? That's thirsty. Shooting a hey, what up, big head? To one, and then another one, and then another. There's nothing wrong with that. Shoot or shoot. That's why I'm a little known between, the female community, because I was shooting when I was single, I would shoot my shot all the time. There's nothing wrong with shooting a shot. If you get curved, you get curved. Oh well, it's a numbers game. Think about it this way. When you're born, there's 7 women allotted to you as a man. Why? Because they outnumber us in the population. But also take into account that there's gay men out there. They don't even want they 7 women. So you already to a great head start. You get they 7 women. And think about like 3 gay men. You get their 7 women. That's 21 plus yours, 28. You're already 28 up. You telling me one of those, just only one, is going to be your one? And somebody who don't even fit all your characteristics, all your ideals in a woman, and somebody you went to high school with is going to be your one? Do you realize how big the world is? If somebody ain't compatible with you, don't force it. Shoot more shots. That's all you have to do. It's a numbers game. If you see a girl at the mall, say hello. How you doing? Chop up a conversation. If you see a girl you think you like on Instagram, say what up. Send her that little Quavo snowflake. Shoot more shots. The more shots you shoot, the more buckets you're going to get. And here's the thing. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. Whether it's approaching women, whether it's DMing, whether it's, just straight talking game. You're going to get better. You might put up 50 shots and get rejected 50 times at first. But eventually, you're going to get rejected 48. Then 40. Then 25. Eventually, you're going to get better. And you're going to know what is your bread and butter. I figured out my bread and butter pretty quick. And my wife is directly in my bread and butter category. I didn't do it on purpose, but that's just what happened. Just shoot more shots. Step number 3. Stop being the nice guy. Because most of y'all doing it fake anyways. You little white knights saying, I'll explain what a white knight is later on, but to put into layman's terms, white knights is any dude that agrees with females just because they're trying to get into their pants. Guy feminist, really. There's nothing wrong for wanting equal rights. That feminism, I agree. Equal rights is cool. But that feminist man that's to the extreme and is doing it because he thinks the women are going to like it, that's a white knight. But stop being the nice guy. We were all raised up on Disney. And those type of movies where they make it seem like to get a woman, you got to be this guy who opens up the door, brings her roses, texts back right away. Don't get me wrong. Those are good things. But you only give it to a woman that has earned it. That's a different discussion on top of itself. But most guys that were raised by single mothers end up being nice guys. But here's the thing. Single mothers raise their sons to be somebody they would never date. It's not their fault because they can't teach a boy how to be a man because they've never been a man a day in their life. They've been a woman. We have 2 different brains. That doesn't mean we can't accomplish similar goals, but we literally think the same. For example, why can't a woman have a man who fits all her ideals, seems like Prince Charming, and is texting her back right away, right? But she wants the dude who is ignoring her, is not texting her back. Why is that? Have we figured that one out yet? It's because, 1, they don't want a nice guy. And 2, they don't even understand their own brains. If you ask a woman why she do that, she can't tell you. But you can't make yourself too accessible on top of that. That's what it is. That's why you got to focus on yourself. You can't be too accessible. But stop being the nice guy. You can't be the guy that's always there for her unless she's earned it. Unless she's your wife, unless she has your kid, unless she's earned it. Stop being the nice guy. No woman likes the nice guy. Guys play nice to try to get, that wop. But being nice is what gets you pushed away. Why? Because they don't want a nice guy. And it's plain and simple. They don't want a nice guy. That's why all the top females back in school, you always seen them went for, I guess, the bad boy type. Dudes who was in trouble. Because that adrenaline, that excitement. No woman wants a Ned Flanders. And I had to learn this the tough way. Because I remember back in school, I was head over heels over somebody who I thought wanted me to be Ned Flanders, and be just the nicest guy, which I'm already nice upon it is because I was raised by a single mother mostly. And I was, taught to be nice, be a gentleman, this, and that. I was raised by my grandmas, my aunties, my mom, and they always told me, be nice. A woman's gonna want a nice guy. A woman's gonna love to marry you. But here's the thing. I spent my high school years trying to chase the one. Chasing the one. Trying to be the guy. And guess what? I got curved. And she chose a dude who wasn't really, being nice. A dude who was being himself, who would be a jerk from time to time. There has to be balance. We need to stop believing these Disney movies. They're fairy tales. They're fairy tales for a reason. So we're going to run it back down. Step 1, focus on you. Get on your shit. And, ignore them for a little bit. If that's what you got to do to ignore, get back on your stuff. Ignore women for a little bit. Because they're going to naturally come back. It's magnetic. Whenever you try to chase women, it pushes them off. Whenever you ignore them, it pulls them in. Why does it work like that? Who knows? Number 2, get rid of the idea of the one. There's no such thing as the one. You can make somebody the one, but don't go out trying to meet women thinking they're going to beat the one. Shoot more shots. Be Steph Curry out here. Be shooting a shot every chance you get. Don't be thirsty with it, but shoot your shots. And step number 3, stop being the nice guy. Nobody likes a nice guy. That's why they say nice guys finish last. It's the Why of Dizzy TV. You watching on YouTube. You probably listen on Spotify. Give me a thumbs up. I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to come back with closing remarks. Yo. So I appreciate everybody who's watching right now. Just a quick update on what I'm doing. Keep a lookout. I'm finna make a little cameo in Nate the Great's Money on the Wood. It's a cool little, video shoot. I appreciate you putting me on. But for the next year, because this year I'm going to just focus on grinding for the show. Next year, I got some music stuff already in development. Some tracks is already done. Music videos is going to be there. So anybody who rocks with my music, you can check that out too. But other than that, it's going to be, it's a brand new format, brand new show, and brand new identity. So you might see some stuff that had happened before on this show, but that was on the other show. So we got to do it again on this show. And we just going to grind it out. And I appreciate y'all that's going to follow me on my journey to wherever I go. I'm trying to make it somewhere great, but it ain't going to happen overnight. So whoever's here on day 1, I appreciate you. I ain't doing no more fake love. I ain't trying to fake kick it with nobody. Like Nate said, we ain't fake kicking with nobody. So those who is really showing me love, I'm going to show love back. But those who ain't really loving me, and I know who you are, you could even be fam. Those who's acting fake, remember, I'm saying this is it. You have your chance to, come make ends with me. If not, you missed out. And that was by your own choice, because I never acted fake to nobody. Anybody who's around me, I've always shown true love. So if you're in my circle, it means you're a real one. Out.